One of my clients just crossed 100,000 a month for the first time, $0 on marketing. And the only thing that changed in his business was the one decision he'd been avoiding for months because it terrified him. The same decision is sitting in front of you right now, and the same fear is talking you out of doing it. The fear has a name. It's called eggs in one basket. On one of my group calls this year, 3 SaaS partners on 3 different platforms said it in 3 different ways. Terrified to niche. Nervous about cutting off a whole bunch of opportunities. I don't know which end to pick. Just imagine making the vertical call once this quarter and never rebranding your positioning, your marketing, or your delivery from scratch again. How would you feel if in 12 months from now, you still are serving 5 different verticals? Still taking any lead that walks in the door, still rewriting your pitch for every call because the manufacturer thinks differently to the law firm who thinks differently to the non-for-profit. That is the trap. And here is the part nobody says out loud. The eggs in one basket fear is what keeps you in it. You think spreading across 5 verticals is diversification. It is not. It is being shallow in 5 places while AI eats shallow for breakfast. In this video, I'm going to show you why that fear is a lie and the 2 tests that kill it in under a week. I bet you're a bit like me when I first built my own SaaS partner business. I served everyone who would pay, which I get in the first couple of months. There was no niche. I was trapped in delivery. I made every mistake before I fixed them and was fortunate enough to sell the business in 2019 and went on now to work with lots of SaaS partners that you know because you're probably a regular that watches this YouTube channel. But this fear of all the eggs in one basket shows up in almost every one of them. So test 1. Size the vertical before you trust the fear. So try one. Test the vertical before you trust the fear. A partner I work with told me his target had only had about 600 companies in the US, too small to bet on. Then he actually pulled the data, yes, with a bit of help from AI. There was actually 2,400 companies, and in his target band, lower, mid to upper market businesses between 850 and 1,000. His fear was off by nearly double, and it took one sitting to find it out, because the fear always speaks first and never brings the data or the facts. Run the count. Test 2. Treat a niche as a 90-day reversible test. You are not burning the boats on that first 90 days. You keep serving existing clients, and if someone sends you a referral, you definitely take it. But you point your positioning, your outreach, and your content at one vertical for 90 days. If organic leads collapse and the new motion does not replace them, you review it, because a decision you can reverse is not a risk. It is a test, and here is the reframe that changes the whole equation. Diversification is not one client in each of the 5 verticals. Diversification is 10 clients in one vertical. Same basket, more eggs, and every egg makes the next one easier to win. This will not work if you expect the first 90 days to feel great and everything goes to plan. They will not. Right? Those first 90 days will be a bit choppy. Replies will dip before they climb, and revenue usually follows the same curve. If you need every month to beat the last one, don't start this test. And if your chosen vertical is shrinking, no amount of focus is going to save it. So what do? You pick a rising tide. So back to my client with the 100,000 month, which he was ecstatic about. Here is what the result hid. Half his audience was end clients, half was channel partners, and he was equally profitable on both of those. So he picked neither for months and months. I think it was probably years, to be honest. The fear ran his strategy. One day he ran the numbers instead of the nerves. He had spent 15 years inside the industry he was avoiding committing to. Because of that, he picked it, repositioned everything to that one vertical and productized his core offer so it rolled out the same way every single time. Until finally the last month, biggest month ever, first time he actually hit that 100,000K USD. Still, not $1 spent on marketing. Yes, there was a lot of positioning changes, but no external agencies, no paid ads. One basket counted eggs. If you are open-minded to making the vertical decision, here is what happens next. Go to paulhigginsmentoring.com. You will see exactly how I work with other SaaS partners from platforms like Salesforce, HubSpot, Zoho, Monday. You just insert the one that you're currently on, and how I make this one decision with them. If that looks like a fit, book a call. It's completely free, and it will be 30 minutes where you can decide once and for all what is the best vertical for you. That's a wrap for today's conversation. If it landed, the next step is simple. Book a 30-minute call at talkpaul.com. That's talkpaul.com. You talk about where you are now, where you want to be, and what's blocking you or getting in the road. If I can help, we'll go from there. And if you found value in this episode, share it with one other SaaS partner who needs to hear it today. Until next time, goodbye.